Being a new grad nurse is tough. Let's face it. There are some things that I wish I would have known once I graduated from nursing school. And I'm here to tell you, in this video, I'm going to be going over my top 5 pieces of advice for new grad nurses. So stay tuned. Welcome back to another episode of Life of a Psych NP. If you are new to this channel, let me formally introduce myself. I'm Darty. I'm a board certified psychiatric nurse practitioner, and in this channel I go over several different subjects to educate the public about mental health, ways to improve your lifestyle, topics related to nursing, nurse practitioners, and specifically psychiatric nurse practitioners like myself. If you are interested in any of these topics, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you like this video because it helps me out so much, and follow me on Instagram at LifeofaPsychNP. So you probably clicked this video because you're either a new grad or you're about to graduate from nursing school and you want to get on top of things. And I wish that I would have had some support system, because at the time a lot of people were applying to different places and it was extremely competitive, especially when it comes to getting a new grad job as an RN. And at that time, the baby boomers were still working, none of them were retiring, and there weren't that many jobs out there, so it was extremely difficult to get a new grad job. And there's certain things that I wish I would have known as a new grad RN, and I wish that someone would actually tell me what to do and give me advice into preparing for actually being a nurse. And in this video, like I said, I want to go over my top 5 pieces of advice for you guys as new grad or potentially new grad RNs or LVNs or whatever the case may be, because this is going to help you moving forward. So without further ado, let's get started. So my very first piece of advice for you guys is make sure you build your support system now. Whether you're about to graduate, maybe you're in the last semester of your program, make sure you build your support system now, because let's face it, once you're out in the real world, you're not necessarily going to have the same amount of people to complain to or vent to. Right now during nursing school, you have teachers, you have classmates, you have upperclassmen, and you have everybody at your disposal. But once you get onto the real world, everyone's life starts. That's where people are gonna either move out of state, move to a different city, or move to a different hospital. Not all of you guys are gonna land at the same hospital. So you wanna make sure you build these close relationships now, because sooner or later, you're gonna start to lose contact with these people. But if you're able to build it now, you'll be able to still have those opportunities, because let's face it, as a new grad nurse, it's tough out there. You're gonna be going through so much, you're gonna be learning so much, and there are gonna be days where you just don't feel like it and you're just super irritable. But you have to build a support system, because you wanna be able to talk to someone, vent to someone that might be going through what you're going through. So start getting contact information now, because let's face it, when you're out in the unit, there might not be people there to support you. They might think of you as, oh, you're the new one, and they might not treat you appropriately. So gather your support system now and get started today. So my second piece of advice for you guys is make sure you target every resume and every cover letter for every single hospital unit you apply to. Even if you're applying to the same hospital, make sure you gear it towards that specific unit. Because let's face it, people can understand when someone is writing a generic letter, and you don't want to be generic. You want to be able to stand out. So my piece of advice for you guys is to make sure every single letter you send out, cover letter, every single resume you send out, you want to be able to target to that specific unit, hospital, and position. It's extremely important, because you're going to stand out this way instead of someone that's just saying, oh, I'm a new grad RN applying to your unit. You want to be able to be specific. So my third piece of advice for you is don't go into interviews without preparing. So this is extremely crucial. With so little jobs out there and so many new grad nurses out there, you want to go into each interview prepared to the max. and I highly suggest utilizing tools around you, whether it's looking up common interview questions. So you want to be able to see and prepare for all of these interviews. So my piece of advice is make sure you look up common things about that specific hospital, gather information, look at their mission, vision, and seeing what's going on, what the different units are, and just see how they function. And my next advice is to make sure you look at interview questions. So there are common questions. You just want to Google common questions and look at all of those questions and look at it and make sure you have a written answer. You want to be able to look at the answer and be able to verbalize it. I would suggest practicing with a friend and just get into the habit of answering these questions. But like I said before, if you're gearing your resume towards a specific hospital and a specific unit, you want to be able to gear your answers for a specific hospital and that specific unit. You want to be able to prepare every step of the way. And if you want to go a step further, prepare your outfit. Make sure your outfit aligns with what they want to say. And I know some people say, oh, go into your interview wearing scrubs. Don't do that. Wear your nice business attire. Regardless of what other people say, wear business attire. You want to go in there looking professional, not in scrubs. And trust me, looking professional goes a long way. So my fourth piece of advice for you is your first job doesn't have to be your forever job. And a lot of people go into nursing thinking, oh, I want to be in this specific unit, I want to stay there forever. But your first job doesn't have to be your forever job. The basis of nursing is to build on our foundation. You're not going to learn every single thing in that specific unit, and you're not going to learn every single thing that's going to gear you towards your future unit. And you don't have to be stuck in the unit that you start off in. You have to think of nursing as a stepping stone towards your next goal. And if you already reached your goal, and just continue to learn, because nursing is always evolving. You have to understand that you're gonna learn the foundation in your first job. You're gonna learn key things in your first job, and you wanna keep on continuing to build on that. I don't want you to feel like you have to stay there because that's the only job you got. No, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. Just continue to learn and don't feel like you're stuck in your job. It doesn't have to be your forever job. So if you feel like you have this opportunity, it's a great opportunity, and you're gonna be able to learn so much in a med-surg unit, then take that job and then build upon that and get the job that you want in the ICU or step down or psych or whatever the case may be. But just build on it and don't think that you're stuck there. So my fifth and final and most important advice for you is you don't have to start off in med-surg. And throughout nursing school, all of your professors are gonna say you need to start off in med-surg. You have to build a foundation through med-surg. You have to do this, you have to do that. No, you don't. You can start off wherever you like. Apply for the jobs that are the specialty jobs. Apply for the jobs that you want, because at the end of the day, you don't have to be stuck in med-surg and start off there. You have the ability to go elsewhere. I started off in psych and I went to the ER afterwards, and I was able to do it. And don't think that you need to start off in med-surg and then you could branch off. Yes, it's great to start off in med-surg because you get to understand nursing at its core, and you get to be able to understand prioritization, critical thinking skills, things like that. But you don't necessarily have to. If you want to start off in ICU, apply for that ICU job. If you want to start off in the ER, apply for that ER job. If you want to apply for a job in psych, apply for that psych job. If you want to apply for a job in L&D, apply for that job in L&D. Pediatrics, apply for that job. You don't have to start off in med-surg. And my mindset throughout nursing school was, oh, get a med-surg job, get a med-surg job. And that's all I applied for in the very beginning. But I thought, maybe I want to start off somewhere else, and let's just apply to psych. Boom, got the job right away. And I pretty much ended up making my career, because I started off in psych, ended up loving it, and then I moved on from there. And that's the thing, is you don't have to start off in med-surg. And my piece of advice for this one is apply everywhere. Apply for your dream jobs. Don't be afraid being a new grad applying for your dream job. Just apply, and who knows, if they reject you, fine. But if they accept you, then you wouldn't have this opportunity if you didn't apply for it because you were so scared and thinking that you needed to be in med-surg. Apply for your job, trust me. Well guys, this concludes my video, and I know there's so many other tips out there and there's so many other things that you need to learn, but I felt like these were the main things that helped me get started as a nurse that I wish I would have known. So I'm just giving you my advice and guiding you through what I felt like would have been helpful. And like I said earlier, make sure you take these things into consideration, and best of luck out there, and congratulations once again for making it this far, and you're gonna have an amazing career. As always guys, have a wonderful day. Until next time, bye.